angels of heaven sprinkle down on me. Sprinkle me with your loving power. Give me the strength that I need. Cover my heart with protection against the enemies of my soul. Shelter my mind with a cloud of glory. Give me the food and the manna that I need to exist and resist the world. Adorn me with your glory, the glory of the Lord. Fill my heart with peace that surpasses all of my understanding. Give me a heart capable of forgiving all of my enemies. Take me by the hand down.
And now, on this week's program.
Grace, mercy, and peace be unto you from God the Father and our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. This is another segment of the Meek of the Earth. We're here to help people, you know. We support the homeless, so, you know, we have a wonderful guest here today, and we help the poor people and those who are, you know, in need. And today, he's going to be talking about filming, and I want people to learn about film, and he has a lot of talent in the film area and a lot of education in that area. So we want to share him with you today, and I brought him all the way from Long Island. And this is also my friend and my ex-co-worker from the Terrace on the Park. His name is Sal Rinella, and we have him right here. Sal Rinella.
Thank you, Michelle.
God bless you.
Thank you. First of all, peace be with you for having me.
Thank you.
I'm honored and with a lot of gratitude from my heart. First thing, I want to give you my CD I created. It's like when you're home and you get a little stressed out.
Thank you.
It's all instrumental. It'll remind you of the beach.
Cocktails.
And conversations.
And conversations.
I wrote it while I was living near Clearwater Beach for 5 years.
Oh, okay.
So it's really cool.
Could you tell the audience where we can find this at?
Well, find me on Facebook at Sal, S-A-L.
Right.
Last name's Rinella, R-I-N-E-L-L-A. say you saw me on Michelle's show, and you get a discount.
You get a discount. Wow. You're a Kiss fan, and they had a loss. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, the first thing, I'm just going to answer that. Yes, I'm a Kiss fan because they're the band after the Beatles and Alice Cooper that put everything together.
Right.
And makeup, the heels, the music. And yes, Gene Simmons' mom died, who's actually...
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, she was a Holocaust survivor. You imagine that?
Wow.
She saw her mother and sister go to the gas chamber, and so it's just an emotional thing when somebody in one of the bands or groups or idols has a loss, you feel it too.
Yes, I'm quite sure you do.
Yeah.
Well, we want to give the condolences to the family of Kiss, and you know, this is a fan here as a part of life, and we want to thank God that, you know, whoever was in the family did bless you some kind of way. I believe that you are collaborating with Abbott and Costello's programs. Can you tell me about that?
Sure. The first thing is, once a year we go and clean up the Lou Costello Memorial Park.
Right.
And what happens is, speaking of homeless, the homeless just live there. There's syringes, there's garbage.
Wow.
We don't have to go any further. So we go there, we clean it up, we give them some sandwiches, we give people shirts to help clean the park.
Very nice.
Because Patterson, I mean, luckily there's a new mayor now, but for a while Patterson was kind of a lost cause.
Right.
And then, or I host, Lou's birthday in March, and Bud's birthday in October.
I see you on the internet. I see you also, some of his family members show up,
Some of his family members show up, which is a really nice thing. I just spoke to his daughter.
Wow.
And we're actually trying to do something near Terrasanta Park because it's the only building left from the 1939, 1940 World's Fair. And Bud and Lou used to appear in that World's Fair for 8 months in a show called The Streets of Paris.
Fantastic.
So I'm trying to do some type of memorial in the museum.
Where they had history at.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. What inspired you to be a film director?
Film, to me, encompasses every media in one shot. I have to worry about the fashion,
right?
The hairstyle. There's times where I have to tell a gal, go change the hair, or let's color it, or color the skin, or change the lipstick, or change the color of the drink they're drinking compared to the dress, compared to the curtain or the wall. Plus I also have to pick the music, the locations, the actors, where we're going to put the flowers, where we're going to put the Peanuts, Charlie Brown Christmas tree.
I hope you ain't picking on our little Christmas tree in the studio.
No, they're fine. This one's Hawaiian, or upstate New York, or upstate Alabama, and that one's the Charlie Brown one, undressed right now.
That's interesting.
But it's not on camera.
Okay, what you working on now?
It's called Good Friday. And the rest of the
Good
week,
Friday.
And the rest of the week is pretty good too. It's about an Italian priest called Anello Bello. He's from Italy. I play Anello Bello. He's new to the dialysis, or to the diocese.
And what is the character, Anello Bello?
Well, what happens is he's like a Mr. Bean or Roberto Benigni from Johnny Stecchino, Johnny Toothpick, where he's like naive to a degree, but he's good-hearted, and he gets caught between two families that run social clubs, and they're trying to take control of the Good Friday feast all by themselves, and Father Nelly, as he's called by the neighborhood kids, comes to the rescue some way, somehow.
That's interesting. So it's more like a religious
I would say there is some religious overtones.
Okay.
I mean, do good. I mean, everybody in this movie, up to themselves, have to walk between good and bad, and we'll see what happens in the end, right?
You know, usually a lot of Italian movies that they have out, you know, they don't have like the real life, like reality, like your show is, you know? You bring more like of this is what's really happening.
I go back and forth.
Right.
Because there's reality.
Yes.
And then there's my own reality of my imagination, because you got to remember.
You have to be creative.
You got to be super creative.
Right.
And because what happens is you're dealing with subjects that have been seen before many times.
Right.
So how do you take something that's familiar and then once in a while throw in a little hook that's different? And,
to turn it in your
And
own.
the priest is a little different, because usually in a movie there's something different if you've seen Goodfellas or Godfather or something like that. But in my case, the priest is the twist.
Okay.
He's more like Bugs Bunny, Kermit the Frog.
He's a comedian.
And Eddie Murphy all rolled up into one.
Sal cooks. Now you compare your gourmet cook to films. Could you tell me about that?
Oh gosh, I don't know if I compare it to filming, but what I do
That's what you do.
Yeah, well, thank you, because I guess you've seen my pictures. It's funny how the girls like and go, wow, cook for me. And the guys, when they see the pictures, are like, yeah, right. They make fun or something.
Right.
But what happens is, for me, there's two things in my life that I really have no qualms if anybody says anything.
Right.
It's cooking, because you have to eat every day.
That's right.
You have to eat like 3 times a day.
True.
So if you can't be creative, I spend more time cooking, and it's my outlet where I don't have anybody over me saying, like when we're filming, you have restrictions. By 8 o'clock, you got to get out.
Right.
You only have X amount of money, X amount of actors, X amount of room on your SIM card.
Right.
And so what happens is that's my outlet, you know. And I love to cook for people. Not big parties. I'm not that type of cook. 4 or 5 people, maybe 6, maybe 8.
Because you used to work in that terrace on the park where we had 36 people at a table.
I'd eat it like Woody Woodpecker. I'd go through the food. You know, when it was an extra prime rib, I'd take it.
Yeah, we served 36 people at a time. At
yes.
a time.
Sometimes it was you and a partner.
Yeah.
Or just by yourself.
Yeah, I used to be by myself a lot.
Me too.
Yeah, because we were the top. So let me ask you something. Where is your career taking you at this point?
Well, it's mixed bag of a mixed bag, because sometimes people ask me, how do you stay busy?
Right.
Well, you have to schedule yourself, and also when you're not scheduled, you have to take lessons or practice, take workshops, seminars. In my case, I'm giving workshops or producing or promoting workshops. Like I went to Russia, I gave a 2-day lecture. I went to Hawaii to film. I've gone to LA to write screenplays. So it's back and forth of trying to stay busy because you don't know what's going to hit.
You know, I know that's a lot because I know I directed 3 off-Broadway plays and also was on television, and most of the time I was by myself and I did a lot. I know what you're doing right now. You're pulling a lot and you're doing films. Films is very hard to do.
It's harder.
And
I mean, I have
that.
help. I have a partner, Michelle Pav, who comes. We both together are co-producing it. But usually, something like this, you're walking by yourself.
Yeah.
Because most people have regular jobs. And so it's left on you to kind of create this career. Right. So it's based on you or based on me to have the initiative. And there's days you go, oh my gosh, do I really want to do this? Because it's like everyone's, hey, are you ready for Friday? You know, it's like, we're going to film Friday. Can we do it Saturday?
I've seen a lot of the characters. Everybody just looks so happy. They look like happy on your set.
Because I allow them the space to put in their own.
Right, exactly.
It's not a dictatorship. I mean, and the other thing I left out is, don't forget, you have to write a 108-page to 120-page script.
I already know that.
Then edit it, and then make copies and pass them out to people.
Pass them out to people, yes. I think you do a fantastic job because I see the cast of people, I see the films that you shoot, and everything look like it's done down to the perfection. You know, it's like everybody seemed to be working as a team on your set. I'm watching them. I'm watching how you started from the beginning and how you know, built up, you know, your people in the, because you started off with maybe a handful. And then I turn around and I'm like, wow, he has a whole bunch of people now he's filming, where they came from. So your film industry, I call it your film industry, have grown since the time that you know, since the time that I saw you. You started off with just a few, and now it's like a whole people that's aboard that ship. And I think it's fantastic when you're working with a lot of people that's interested in what you're doing. It possibly can be on national TV on a regular series. You know, I hope so.
Thank you.
You know,
it's just like a train, you know, or anything. You start off, you get momentum. People see that they like what you're doing. They jump on. They give you some power. They give you some energy, and they move it along.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
We have a program where we're a rehabilitation center and resource center for the homeless, and we help the poor people. And, you know, we go around, we just help them in all kinds of things. If you have problems getting jobs, if you have problems, you know, getting a place to live. You know, we go around getting the homeless and we feed them, give them clothes, and, you know, get them off the street. What do you think about the rehabilitation center that we're trying to get right now to help to clean up the homeless?
What's mental health and what's being given to them are two different things. Sometimes it's just something to keep them at bay, if you want to tolerate what they're going through, as opposed to maybe putting them in a program.
That's what we want to do.
In my mind, I was thinking, why don't they go get, and there are people that do it, I know there are, in Yonkers or upstate, go get a big property, put people there, and let them work it.
Right.
Let them work for their stay.
Exactly. That's a good idea. That's some of the ideas that we have. You know, we want to help the poor, and I thank God for you coming on our show, you know. And what we're going to do, we're going to show this tape to some of the homeless people.
Oh, nice.
So maybe they be interested in filming, and they'll have some kind of idea, and they'll have some information from you because you're teaching them now. Because this is what we use these films for, to teach people. You know what I'm saying? That's less fortunate than ourselves. So we hope somebody out there, you know, would get up, clean yourself off, and get up and do some films. He's giving you some interesting topics and some interesting ways that he does his film, so you can learn from Sal.
At the end of the day, it's not how many Cadillacs or limousines you've been in.
That's right.
It's how many people you've helped, and if you can't help them, don't hurt them.
Right.
And what I try to teach people is dream big, think big, do big, really believe, have faith, have real faith, and then you have to do. And if we can have a chance to go there and do some acting with them, which probably is not as needed as maybe teaching them some communication skills, which I've done, which is a part of my workshop. And then what happens is, if a person doesn't feel introverted or isolated, and he feels that he can communicate to others, he'll feel better. Then he will take the initiative to get the ball rolling and say, oh, wow, maybe I should get out of this muck or slump or whatever he's in, and go, hey, let me do something for society.
So tell us about one of your workshops, and then I'm going to go into the next question.
Sure. The main thing is I like to teach acting.
Interesting.
I started off teaching music sometime after I met you when I was living in Queens.
So how you like that little acting that happened in here?
Yeah, I love it. They're dynamite. I should have given them my card, but you'll give them my number.
Yes.
But what happens is, the main thing in acting class is to communicate.
Yes.
To the other person. So,
come on.
So I'm going to give you two things. Either you're going to be in a scene where you are communicating, or there's a scene where one or the other is not communicating to each other.
Right.
So, and then you start adding the attitude, the inside attitude, you know, the inner and outer disposition of the character. And then you start putting the body language or lack of body language.
Right.
Because what if I'm a character that smiles to your face and has a knife behind my back ready to stab you?
Right.
Or I'm a husband that just came home, we just got married. I'm happy to see you, and I'm singing to the heavens. 6 months later, I've been flirting with a woman. I'm like less happy.
Right, and the way I see it, because when I was directing plays, I see it like you can never teach an actor how to act. You can teach them the technique of how to act. They have to have it. It has to be embedded inside of them.
You got to work with them as well, but it's nice. It's nice when you have a good team, because what happens is, here's the script, which is a blueprint. If you have good actors, they're not always asking questions. They get it, and they can push it along and go, oh, right now he's happily married. Okay, I played happily married. I don't have to think. Next scene, he's flirting with a woman at the office. That's all he's got to do. There's no questions. Third scene, he comes home because he went to topless bar, he cheated. Maybe now, fifth, sixth scene, his wife throws him out, he has nowhere to go, and he sleeps on a park bench.
Right.
It's too cold. He has some moment, and he goes, maybe I should go back and apologize to everybody, you know?
Right.
So,
interesting.
So a good actor can help the script writer and the director.
Oh, that's interesting. I'm glad you're teaching us that. And what message are you giving to your audience through your films? And then we want you to tell us about this clip that we're about to see, because we're getting ready to wrap it up.
Sure. Well, what I'd like to is that there is humanity. I mean, what I'm doing is just putting what you see in the world on screen. But unfortunately, we don't want to put everything because you see it every day on YouTube.
Right, exactly.
You want to put all that all the time? So you got to give some... music and movies are escapism. You know, when you were a kid, you listened to music and you watched movies that were fantastic and exciting. And so that's what I'm trying to do with the movies, you know. I'm not trying to always recreate life. Even if it's a true story, you have to know where to segue. Otherwise, you're going to be there for 8-hour movie. You just have to know.
So how's your audience is growing?
Yeah, I would say so. They grow with you.
Right.
If you have to have affinity for them, and they have affinity for you.
Amen.
And they start coming closer to your creations.
Wow, wow. And I know that they're learning a lot and doing a lot with you, Sal, because, you know, we came a long way. So tell them a little something about how to contact you. This is Sal Rinella. Tell them how to contact you, where, you know, they can reach you at. If you even want to give them a telephone number.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll give them, I'll give them your number. No, I'm just joking. It's Sal, S-A-L, R-I-N-E-L-L-A. The phone number is 917-886-5206. I found a better way to say it.
And if you want to come to his workshops,
just call me. My email is SALRINELLA@hotmail.com, or find me on Facebook, Sal Rinella, or go to Michelle's page. You'll see probably, I don't know if she has other Sals. Friend me, and we can talk.
Thank you. That was Sal Rinella. We thank you so much. This is the Meek of the Earth, and we will see you soon.
Thanks for watching this episode of the Meek of the Earth. And now check out this teaser trailer of Sal Rinella's movie Good Friday. Enjoy.
Gio, you know what you're here for, right?
Yeah, you want me to take care of the priest, right?
How you gonna do it?
I can do anything you want. I can strangle him, I can pick him through the top of the head, or, you know, I can just poke him in the eyes with something, shoot him in the ball.
That sounds all good, but most of all, I want you to unify him.
Humiliate, or speak English.
You already said?
Humiliate.
Humiliate.
Since I met you, I feel fine.
Just when you thought it was safe to go back to church and confess, along comes Father Bello.
I'm a Father Anello Bello. I'm new to the dialysis here.
No secret is safe, not even the mobs.
Who's Gio? Gio's the hospital. Who's this clown? This guy gets on my nerves.
Who are you calling a clown?
I'm getting tired of you.
Whoa!
Hey,
Oh!
if you want to know what's good for you, just keep an eye on your back, okay?
What are you doing? All right? This is my park. He's a priest. I'm not gonna let you play here. Boss, what do you want me to do?
Thank you, guys.
Teach this kid the ropes.
Take care of punks like that.
No. You can take care of a priest like this.
That's so nice.
We're gonna throw one hell of a shindig!
The critics say religiously entertaining.
Can you hold this for a minute? This too. This real lambskin.
Brings your faith back in movies. The best vote since the last pope.
Yeah, take it easy. He's all right.
How's he smell?
You know what? I gotta tell you, he smells pretty good.
Of course, he smells good.
Deja vu all over.
Smell nice.
He smells good.
You guys eating your ice cream again? We're talking about a cassette.
Father Bello, you have to listen to me. Your ways with these people down here, it's not working for this parish at all. You understand me? I'm serious.
I will, Father Exterior. Thank you. Bye-bye, Father Exterior.
Satan's about to bruise, not that the lens is focused. My eyes are on the prize. Was lost but now I'm found, was dead but now I am alive. I'm on that 2020, don't need no Visine or clear eye, cause I see the Lord is